Well, hello again. Thanks for watching so many of these videos, and hit that like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I thought I'd give you a few tips on how to have a successful model railway. The first thing is have a continuous run. Make sure there is somewhere where you can simply watch the trains go by. Now that was something I learned a long time ago when I had an end-to-end layout, and a relative of ours said, you know, you've got to be able to watch the trains go by. Now, we've lived a number of places around the world, and I don't think I've ever lived anywhere with quite so many power cuts as here in Georgia. And over the last couple of days, there's been a big storm that went through, and out went the power. And for whatever reason, the UPS on the computer didn't stay operating, and everything has gone foot. And so I've got some resetting to do. Now in practice, it means I've got several trains sitting in fiddle yards, and this one here in the station, where the chips have, for whatever reason, reverted to 3. So I've got some programming to do. But there is a way of running a train, and so without using computers and without using very much DCC, the one train there can run, and I can just watch the trains go by. So the very first tip, how to have a successful model railway: have at least one train that you can run without doing anything. But I've only got a little shelf layout. Well, set up a shuttle so that something like this can trundle back and forth without needing a whole lot of work. I love shunting puzzle layouts, and I'll probably build one this year. But have something that runs without you having to do a whole lot of work. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is keep it simple. Yes, about that. Well, actually, if you're going to have a big layout, that is about as simple as it gets. But what I really mean by that is, you remember the Gronk took a chunk out of the platform there and hits the front of that platform as it chugs along there. Well, what was the Gronk doing in the station in the first place? Not everything has to go everywhere. So, keeping it simple, the Gronk usually works here. Not quite a shunting puzzle, but that's what it does. So the very first time we venture out over there, after owning the thing for more than a year, we find out that it clonks the station. It's not the end of the world. Another version of simplification is rationalize. They do it in the real railways. Here's what I mean. So the bay platform on the little station, we need a name for that, by the way, people, come on. That line cannot go down the branch line. So this bay platform can't get there. Oh, but you should have, coulda, woulda, should have made a connection between there and there. Why? I've got 2 perfectly good platforms that go to the branch line. If this needs to get to the branch line, why did it come on that platform? Why didn't it go in there? So not everything needs to get everywhere. Have a plan. In real life, if you were modeling prototypical, that would have been the case. So don't make things more complicated than they need to be. I'll just give you one little extra thing on that. Many of the bigger trains, in the computer program, they're not allowed into those platforms. And so if I'm driving them in there for programming, I have to do it manually. That's perfectly fine. Keep it simple, at least simple-ish. Next tip, spend some money on the things you need to spend money on. So it's easy to spend a whole bunch of money on locomotives. This one, well actually, and this one, very old locomotives. Had them years and years and years and years and years. I'd love to have new ones, but I spent the money on the baseboard and on the track. So all of the track was brand new. So there's a couple of bits that I have reused, but all of the point work, brand new. So I know I'm not going to have trouble with that. I did try to reuse a double slip on one occasion. Whoopsie. Good quality baseboard, perfectly flat. It's been down for well over 10 years. Not that I've been building the layout for that long, but the baseboard's been there. And if you think I'm not knowing what I'm talking about, okay, here. Look at this shelf layout. Can you, I don't know if you can see how far that building there is leaning that way. Very difficult to see, but the whole thing has warped because I did not use my usual thick ply. Why not? Well, because I didn't have any, couldn't afford it, and I'm now paying the price. This is going to get rebuilt. Are exceptions, but it's well supported, and there's a L bracket at the back, but spend the money on the baseboard. Now, something we often don't talk about very much is the cost of the environment. And I'm not talking about not using plastics and all that good stuff. I'm talking about where you are with your layout. If you're in a place where it's damp and you've got card buildings, they'll last about 2 minutes. So nice warm, even temperature, and okay, so there's some gaps that open up in the winter. Even here, I've got a sweater on, but spend the money on the environment. Nice, dry, warm, and you'll spend a whole lot more time playing trains if the place you play them is nice to be. Have at least a basic plan. How many times have we gone gung-ho and then ended up having to rip something up? The reason I haven't finished this hillside, a couple of reasons. First, there's some point work going on down here that has been problematic. And secondly, this is second and third radius curves on an incline. I really need to ease that curve, and this one down here too. So this whole corner probably needs to be taken out and started again. But really, why didn't I get it right in the first place? But have a basic plan. All that locomotive, I do like that train actually. But you see, while I'm busy making a video, I'm watching the trains go by. Also on a basic plan, I had wanted to put a cricket ground in, and there was some plan to put it here, but obviously not enough space. So whether we put a soccer field there or something, I don't know. Right now it looks like a tram workshop, doesn't it? Trying to get one of the trams running on the shuttle. But having a basic plan, at least knowing roughly where you're going, is not a bad thing at all. I nearly knocked that train off with my elbow. I did knock that train off with my elbow. Look, you see this? Poor thing. Here we are, it's all better. And finally, ergonomics. Now, that's a big word, isn't it? It means you can reach things. So I've built this layout is my elbow height, so I can lean on it, which means I don't put too much junk on the very front. But it means I don't have to bend over to reach anything, and it's a nice viewing height for kids when they come over. But here's another little thing. Right there, you see? Instead of having these where they would be expected to be over at the control station. Well, why do I need it there? I'm standing here most of the time. So I have one here, and there's another one up at this end of the layout. These things don't cost very much. I've got another one somewhere that I haven't yet put on. This one's here, even though the computer's right there. And that's because I don't always use the computer. We're not using it today. It's not working. Just turn on the trains, get one of them running and let it go around while I'm doing other things. So I hope that's helped. I hope it helps a little bit. And that's there, you see it? Because I spend a lot of time here watching trains going in and out of I watch trains going in and out of tunnels. I'm not going to cut that out as a blooper. I'm a human being, I make mistakes. Now I believe it's New Year. I'm not actually sure when this video goes out. I believe it's New Year's Day, is it? Could be. New Year's resolution. Stop running the trains wrong side running. Whoopsie. Seriously, keep it fun. Hope you have a great new year, and see you in a couple of days. Are you still on the track? You need cleaning.